Hey guys, welcome to my channel. This is Jay from Coding with Jaybird, where I upload weekly tutorials to help build your confidence in coding. Today we're going to learn about CSS colors. Let's get started, shall we? I've created these 10 divs and set them up as boxes with IDs of box 1 all the way down to box 10. And I'm going to use these boxes to demonstrate different ways of writing color names in our CSS code. Now I'm linking to a style sheet in my CSS folder, and it's called styles.css. You'll need CSS colors and a thorough understanding of them for every web design project that you're going to create. So let's talk about the most simple way of writing CSS colors. The most simple way of writing a CSS color or selecting a CSS color is by using a color name. Color names are standard color keywords that are defined in CSS 3. Now you can't make up your own color names, so you'd have to use the predefined 140 color names that exist. So colors such as red, blue, gray, light gray, black, and so on. So I'm going to talk about some of these colors, and I'll demonstrate them by adding a background color to each one of my boxes. So for box 1, let's give it a background color of aqua. And when I save it, you can see I've got this box with dimensions of a width of 100 pixels and a height of 40 pixels, and I've given it a background color of aqua. Another color name that we could use that's out of the ordinary, not the usual red, blue, or green, would be dark salmon. So I'll give it a background color for our second box of dark salmon. And there you can see we've got this dark, kind of rusty color. Another color that I can use as an example on our third box would be the color violet. Now there's purple, fuchsia, and so on, but violet looks like a nice vibrant purple. Colors can also be converted into hexadecimal, also known as hex for short. So we're going to call it Hex Colors. Now hex colors always require a number sign in front of them, and the format that you would write them in is the number sign, some red value, a green value, and a blue value. You can also condense the hex code if there are 3 pairs of double digits or letters. For example, if you had a hex color code written as 882244, you can convert it to 824. So you can write it as a much simpler value of 824. Let's have a look at this in our fourth box. So I'll give this a background color of a hex value. Let's say FFF000, and that's actually the hex equivalent of the yellow color name. Let's have a look at this in box 5. We'll give this a background color with a hex value of FFA500. And there you can see we've got this orange color. So this is actually the equivalent of writing orange as a color name, but in hex values. For my sixth box, I'll do something different. I'll give this a border of 2 pixels solid, and now I'll say number sign 000. And 000 is the equivalent of black, or rather 6 zeros, which are condensed into 3 zeros. And now you can see I've created this black border. 0 represents black in hexadecimal value. And if we wanted to find the value of white, we would write FFF. And there you can see we filled the inside of this box with the color white. Now I like to think of it as FFF is full of brightness. So when it's full of brightness, it's white. And I like to think of 000 as it's void of brightness, or it's empty of brightness, so it's fully dark, meaning it's black. So just some simple things that I use to remember my hex numbers. Another way of writing CSS color names is by writing them in RGB or RGBA format. Now RGB color values are specified by writing RGB, brackets, and then the red, the green, and the blue value. Each parameter, the red, green, and the blue, defines the intensity of the color as an integer between 0 and 255. For example, if we were to write RGB 00255, it would be rendered as blue because the blue parameter is set to its highest value, which is 255. And the others are set to 0. So let's have a look at this in box 7. We'll give box 7 a background color with an RGB value of 128, 128, and 128. And this gives us a nice gray color. And that's because we're giving it equal values for the red, green, and blue. Now in box 8, I'm going to represent light green with the use of RGB colors. So I'll give it a background color of RGB 144238 And you're wondering, where am I getting all these values from? How do I know how to come up with these numbers? Well, there are color pickers you can use online, so you can just do a Google search for color pickers. If you're also familiar with Photoshop, you can use the color pickers there. There's many different ways to come up with the hex values or the RGB values. Now for box 9, I want to talk about RGBA. Now RGBA has this extra component, which is the A, and it represents the color's transparency. So if I were to write 13900, I would get a burgundy color. And if I added this optional fourth value of, let's say, 0.5, I would get a much lighter version. So basically, I'm increasing the transparency of this particular color. So if I made it 0.1, you'll see it gets very light, and so on. So let's just leave it at something like, let's say, 0.6. As of CSS 3, there's another way of writing our CSS colors, and that's called HSL. Now HSL stands for hue, saturation, and lightness. And this is the format that's used to write it. Hue is a degree on the color wheel from 0 to 360. 0 is red, 120 is green, and 240 is blue. Saturation, which is the middle value here, is a percentage value. 0% means it's a shade of gray, and 100% means it's a full color. And lastly, we have this lightness value. Lightness is also a percentage. 0% is black, 100% is white. So let's practice that with our last box. So we write it as HSL 272, let's say 100%, and then let's say I want to write 50%. And I'm going to get this really dark purple. Now if I want to make this a lighter purple, I'm going to increase the percentage of lightness. So I can increase it to something like 80%, and there you can see we've got a much lighter purple. And that concludes my lesson on CSS colors. I hope you've enjoyed this video series so far. If you have, please don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date with new videos every week. Until next week, keep on coding!